kaleidoscope turns and turns and creates the patterns. Just like the Fibonacci sequence is always in repetition, or pi is in repetition, the dream time is the same thing. It is that ultimate concept where we connect to that vision, that wisdom, and understand we are unlimited beings and not limited to the definitions that we are allowed to have. When we understand that there is an infinite world out there, we realize that the finite world at times has things that anchor us into concepts or into ignorance and intolerance. And at that moment is when you have to go through your personal purification time so that you may personally grow. You may personally accept and understand that there is change in this world, and only through accepting change can you let go of ignorance and intolerance. For as long as there is ignorance and intolerance in this world, we will not come together. It'll take people that go across one side, another go across another side, and to shake hands and to break bread. And as we shake hands and break bread, we understand we're all the same people. We're all the same species, all the same race, being held hostage by those that control this world. Held hostage. Let's reflect upon that for a minute. We know that going back to the dawn of history, the vast majority of all wars are supplied by a single group of bankers. That single group of bankers is linked to a group of controls that own the businesses. Now, in the world of intelligence, in the world of the internet, we can share this information, but that doesn't mean everyone believes it, and that's fine. We're at this stage where polarization is going to go one side or the other. But those that are awake understand those are the choices you're being given. Hindsight will show you they are giving you only two choices. You have so many more choices here. And to use that power of choice is to understand the passion to stand up, the true spontaneity to stand up and say, no, I will not be dominated by the forces of control. I will take back my power. I will take back my inherent rights. I will take back all the substantive rights that were given to me by the creator of this world, by the creator of this galaxy, and the creator of the universe. That is the power that you invoke. By invoking that power, that passion, the true fire concept, we are given the option to talk to all of those concepts. And that is a method of prayer, a method of self-expression, or something that allows you to communicate with people on a larger level, be it having a talk show, a blog, using Skype to communicate with others. By taking this talking stick to the universe and expressing your viewpoints that are not limited to two single options that's being given to you, you understand that we are cattle. Cattle only be given two options, to live and breed or to be the slaves. I no longer chose to be the slave. A long time ago, I chose to be myself and all of that methods that it applies to. And I came to my support, my friends, the spirit allies, and the Red Road allies that have helped support me throughout my journey for the last 20 years. Now, I don't frequently talk about the journey of my early life simply because it's extremely private at times. And some of the ceremonies that I was invited to, or some of the people that I've sat with and shared medicine time with, are for me to know. I have done things that could really break the minds of a few people here, but that isn't for me to tell about. It's simply for me to share the information and allow you to use your personal discernment and understanding. We're here. We try to help. We're here to support those that use their personal discernment and stand up against ignorance and intolerance and allow ourselves to come together and break bread so once again we as a species can be whole, so that we can achieve a form of unity that allows us to shed off the forms of domination and control, so that we can be the prophecy of the whirling rainbow, so we may heal our tribe, our nation, our clan, and our world, and our Mother Earth. It is only through the acts of healing yourself and healing others that we find this prayer and inner peace time where all can share. All can share. No one is to be left out of prayer and inner peace. That's the ultimate concept about breaking the forces of domination and control. Once we begin to share inner peace and share prayer, we understand that we can make this energy spread like a wildfire among the world. So fast will it spread, so intense will the flames be, the forces of domination and control will not be able to put out these fires. At that moment of fire spreading and sparks being all over the galaxy, all over the world, our personal ideas will come forth and we'll begin to understand the true power of opposition, how the black and whites of the powers that be now control us through opposition, through polarity, but we have something against them. In this world a long time ago, there were trickster spirits born that were meant to keep man in emotion so that they learned from humor and opposition. Many of these trickster spirits are now stuck here and don't want nothing more than to get off this world. Their eyes have focused on the powers that be. Their jokes have focused on the powers that be. Their intense desire to get off this world is now focused on the powers that be. The Heokas have united. The tricksters have united. They have formed a union of tricksters that is now focusing solely on that of the banking families, solely on the families of energetic beings that are dominating this world, and they are seeking their personal vision quest to stick their finger in the eye of the power of control because they want off this world. They want to return to their home, return to their original purpose. So they may once again spread their wisdom among their own children, because all of us are at this point where we must accept our 7 future generations. Because if we don't, we simply cede control back to those of the forces of domination and control. The wisdom here is, how do you express this? How does one come to a point where you can understand your personal expression to the forces of domination and control from your own home and say, no, I reclaim my power and I do not allow you to have it. I reclaim my sacred feminine. I reclaim my sacred masculine. I reclaim my right to live on this world free and not to be taxed to death from the point that you come out of the womb. That is the most detrimental thing to this world. You come out of the womb, you get a slap in the ass, 22 vaccines, and you're stuck in an incubator. That is not being human. That is being mechanical. That is taking away our natural innate right to have the infinite as part of us. We can no longer nurture domination and control. We must nurture inner peace and sharing and breaking bread among each other. So we as a species may have that moment of power, that moment of joy where we shut off those forces of control at the highest levels and stick them in the eye with the trickster spirits. So we once again may respect our earth, our homes, our family, our nation, our tribes, in all forms of the rainbow. It is only through accepting something that this process of respect can begin. If you cannot have a single ounce of respect for another, then you are part of the force of domination and control, brought to you by the polarity of only them allowing you to have those single sets of choices, or 2 choices. But now is the wisdom for you to look inside yourself and say, I have more choices. And have gratitude for the fact that your mind is strong enough to reach past the mind control, the ignorance and the intolerance, so you may once again let go of the old to accept the new. For out of the ashes of the old, the new will be reborn, and the new that is being reborn is you with all your choices, you with all your power, you with all your inherent and substantive rights granted to you by the creator of this world, not doled out to you by the forces that control the incarnation grid of souls. So here you are. You have this wisdom, you have this knowledge, you have this ability to understand. What do you do with it? Go into a personal ceremony and honor this moment. Honor those energies within you. If you do not take time to honor those energies, you'll be stuck in a giveaway, stuck not letting out your burdens of your basket, not understanding the way the world works simply because you're only allowing yourself 2 sets of choices. So that's the first layer of the extreme energy that's coming through. It's a powerful concept for people to understand that, here we are at the state where ignorance and intolerance will hold us back. It is only through coming together and sharing like minds and like ideas can we break the static control that they have, so all of us may understand that there's more than 2 options in this world, more than 2.